Today is 11/14/2020. That's November the 14th, 2020. It's exactly 7 o'clock in the morning, and my name is Roy. I want to briefly explain to you a few issues which have set themselves, and this is not the official video that I will be delivering unto you. There's a lot of issues to cover, and this is completely unscripted, and I have reasons for doing that. I want to briefly touch the issues about Antarctica and the lies and the illusions that you're led to believe. I will not give you the details of how I know what I know, but what I know is of great value to the entire universe. And I am addressing this because we are making forward advance with opposition, but we are using our offensive techniques to be aggressive in this situation. And I'm not trying to make anything up to you. For you professionals out there that would want to know if I'm credible or not, I could care less about that. This is about saving real lives. And I'm not just talking about humanity. I'm talking about all life. We're going to talk about that for a moment. And I want to express to the Matrix my deep care and emotion about the situation. And this is my first run around and try. I am not alone right now. There are people here, and there may be interruptions. I should have woke up a little earlier, and I really wasn't planning on making a recording right now. I was going to work out and get my day started. I just had conferred with a good friend of mine through Twitter, and I'm led this morning to offer the Mandela Effect community some sort of resolution and observation, not only them, but all of the world. And my address is to the governments also. It is time to stop this bull, this baloney, this mess. You think you know how this world is designed and how it works. And some people do know. But the majority of the people and other creatures are misled. And just the bottom line. It's kind of amazing how my neighbor's dog has never barked that I remember this early in the morning, and he's outside, and now this is going on. But that's okay. Things like that are trivial for me. The way you can get out of the earth, if you want to go by boat, the best or quickest way that I know of is past the Falkland Islands. You will be starting from Cape Horn, and by boat, it will take you roughly 12 hours to get to Antarctica. Now, this trip could be as long as 2 days of travel. And so you would need enough fuel. And they are making this sound so dramatic and difficult, although it will be difficult because when you're looking at the earth in its truest form, the waves are going to be drastic and dynamic in those areas because of how the earth sets inside of water. Just like in a bowl, the currents are going to be much more rapid, and the waves are going to be higher, and the weather is going to be more dynamic. And also, the misnomer, the sun should be way closer to you during the sunrise and sunset. Now, when we I shouldn't say we, when there was attempts, and I can't say that all of them have been unsuccessful, to leave the earth, immediately we came down with the lockdown, and this is the truth. You can think of what you want. In 2019, I was with someone and we were making an exit, or I was making an observation through Hawaii. And for some reason, Hawaii is not on here. And that is interesting. But the attempt was to go west of the furthest island in Hawaii. And the complete continent or place of Hawaii shifted, moved. Now that's very, very particular, and I will not give you the details of how and why. But the time that we did go, it was as soon as we made plans. They had drastic volcanoes, and we were not supposed to go to Hawaii. There were supposed to be several casualties. When we got there, absolutely no volcanoes, no disruptions. We flew to every island there, traveled to the highest points in Hawaii. And I won't give you all the details of what, why, and how this was done. Another way you can get out is through Greenland, Denmark. You're going to go north. Again, to get to Antarctica, it's going to take you roughly 2 days by boat. But also you should, if possible, get yourself, no matter how much it's going to cost you, a submarine, a military submarine, or someone who can contract with you. So one of these agencies, enough money, you can do this. You can also do this with someone with a smaller contract, a smaller boat, which can hold a great amount of fuel, someone who knows how to navigate. Again, depending on the time of the year, and most likely, I can't say for sure, but right now would be a great time to go and travel these areas. Seems to be in the summer. They're just deterring people. I don't want to give you negative energy here. I just want to give you the data. The other way you can get out of the earth is through the furthest island north of Russia. And all of these points, there is military presence. The only way to get out is not through just one direction. Just as long as you go in a straight line. Greenland, Hawaii, Alaska. You can go out through Alaska going west. Greenland, you can go north. Russia, the last island. France, Jose, land, whatever. October Revolution, all of those islands. The furthest point, you go north. And by boat, you're going to be roughly 12 hours to 48 hours. But this trip, all of these trips can take as long as 4 days because of the waves being so high. And the reason why they are high is because the edge and the surface area of Antarctica on all four sides of the world, if you want to call it, the four corners of the world, is a material. It is a force field, a glass type of material, crystal. And what people don't understand is that the earth is made out of crystal. Bottom line, end of story. Okay? Another way you can get to Antarctica, which is going to take a little longer, it may take you as much as 6 days, by boat or submarine. It has to be a large submarine also. The reason why you want to use a submarine is because of the waves. You want to dive as deep as the submarine can go and a comfortable, how many knots you have to go down and at a comfortable speed. You're going to reach Antarctica from Australia or the South Islands, New Zealand, roughly, I believe, 6 days. This is an estimation. Most of them are estimations, but I have my reasons for telling you this. The best way, the other way you can go is from the furthest point of Africa, South Africa, Lesotho, or however you call it. This is going to take you most likely a week to get to Antarctica. The best way to get to Antarctica is through Cape Horn. It's the closest distance that I know of, besides going vertical, which has been almost next to impossible for the majority of people, with the exception of at least one person or two that I know of personally. And this had to deal with technology and being able to teleport, but that is really way over your head, and I don't want to get into that. And you can test my voice and to see if I'm making this up or whatever. It doesn't matter. We want to talk about Argentina. And so down Cape Horn, you're going to go south, and it's going to take you roughly 12 hours to 24 hours to get to Antarctica. You need to get around those icebergs. Man-made icebergs, by the way. They're having a hard time keeping those icebergs there. And I'll tell you why. Because the earth is much closer to the sky. Bottom line, the earth has moved up completely. Your skies are lower, and they're not able to retain clouds high above your head anymore. The sky is closer, and I will not get into the details of that, but that's just the bottom line. You're going to go from Cape Horn, and you're going to get there to the Antarctica by ship or large submarine in roughly 12 hours, depending on how fast the submarine is and how treacherous the winds and the waves are. As you are going to these areas, you better not, well, I shouldn't say you better not, you should have the right mindset. It's very, very important. Now, by record, we have Admiral Byrd, and there's so many illusions and lies according to that. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of stuff is muffled and made up. But the part about him seeing a crystal city is absolutely 100% realistic and credible. Now, I don't know if he saw a mammoth, but I will help you understand that the Earth matrix will respond to your psyche, and it will manifest in biological form and physical form, whatever is in the back or deepest part of your mind. And the closer you are to the dome, the more good things will manifest, depending on the attitude of your mind. This is why in the last video I had mentioned that people should have the right attitude. And that is a prerequisite of getting out of Earth. Everybody in the entire world, under the sound of my voice, that's listening to me right now, with all your power, you get to the edges of the world, and I mean everybody. Don't take no for an answer anymore. There's more of us than them. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are us. We are upholding this thing called government, and it is a mental illusion. We have given up our powers to a system which is run by a machine, which is very respondent to my mind and to me and a lot of people like me who claim to run this earth. I'm not trying to run anybody, at least from this observation of life. But there are groups, small groups, of what they call the elite, and I'm talking above the Illuminati, that happens to have knowledge about outside of the earth, I being one of them. That's why I've been getting so many interactions since the beginning. If you really understand what I'm telling you, I'm not saying that the earth is completely flat. Those people are just rhetoric. They're repeating what other people say. The earth has high plateaus and low plains. It's thick. From the highest point of the earth, you can get to the dome in roughly 7.5 miles. Between 7.5 miles and 10 miles sets the projection system, which projects the moon and the sun and the moving stars upon the face of the dome. Above that is water, and you have to get through that water. You're not going to be going more than 3 miles after the 7.5 mile point. After 10 miles, you're going to be in the Crystal City. This is a rough estimation of 20 miles in general. No matter where you are, you're going to go 20 miles vertically. I don't know what they are teaching you and what you are seeing with your eyes. As you know, and I know, you can't always trust your eyes. Anyway, good luck with that. Those are the strongest points, especially the top. And as far as I know, right now, living today, I am the only person that has ever left the world vertically. And I want to tell you right now, there is no deep, dark space. There are no stars up there. It's blue sky. And the Crystal City is, in comparison, I want to say 100 times the size of the earth. The sky alone, in comparison to the Crystal City, which is 100 times the size of the entire earth, and I'm really estimating, the sky is 1 billion times the distance, the length, and the width and height of the entire existence. As a matter of fact, everything exists inside of this sky, this beautiful blue, crisp, clean sky, and the air is so clean and crisp. And your mind, all your memory that you ever had comes back, at least all the good thoughts, because there is technology there that will deter you from having bad memories. And you can't even have a deceptive thought there. Again, I'm telling you, take the information any way you want to take the information. And I'm talking to you, and you know who you are. You know I'm telling you the facts. All these lies and illusions, and I have been just sick to my mind and my intellect to listen to people just rehash and talk about Antarctica and how you can't get in. There's ice, walls there. On the edges of the earth is going to be tropical land. It's going to be very warm, and there's going to be plant life unlike you've ever seen in the world will be there. And that's just a fact. We could talk about this for a long time, but I know your patience, and we can talk about time. There's other videos I have endeavored to display to you, but I've been working for you. Anyway, I wanted to say a lot of things there. This is fresh and on the fly. I hope you're listening to me. I really do. I really hope you are paying attention to myself and whoever is working with me. So the best route that I have seen And the closest route that I have seen is through past Cape Horn. You don't want to be just going around those icebergs. I mean, going to the icebergs. If you use the conventional ways, they're going to ask for what 10,000 to roughly 10,000 to 20,000 is what I estimate. Like I told you, when there was efforts to exit covertly, or even just planning the situation, the lockdown came down, and that's just a fact. You can tell me, it's so much you don't know. But anyway, I don't have time to go through that with you. Antarctica is not ice walls. There is ice to deter you, yes. This is a systematic counteraction and deterrent for you by use of military, which is run by you and I. You and I, the humans of the earth, basically are the hands used to stop us. We are our own fault for not knowing the truth because of the forced spells that are put into the minds of people, which by that nature is forced to tell lies. The biggest problem with the human race is the fact that no one can even just be honest and tell the truth. We are full of lies and deception. And a lot of people are sincere, but they are sincerely wrong, as I have been on many occasions. There are no raw footage of anyone who travels straight from Cape Horn straight through to Antarctica. Always close angle shots and not the wide view shots. And there's enough technology there where you can get 6 or 7 days, more really, of raw video footage. What is the problem? Every time I see this, there's people that live in these areas. What is happening to them? Are they under hypnosis? Now, there was a time when I was having connections with certain operations, that some of these people were under the military guide to stop regular, common, everyday people in their fishing boats and just regular tugboats and stuff like that who were leaving the earth, coming back younger. I being one of them. Maybe not in that area, but it's quite remarkable how you leave and come back younger. Yeah, go figure that one out. I don't want to get into all the schematics of why this happens. Admiral Byrd, why the hell did you come back? It doesn't make any damn sense. You was sent back, bro. Doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody? I should be only the only craziest person in this world that would come back to this piece of garbage. This trash, this bad matrix, this prison. Doesn't make any sense. And all these people that really, truly, he really sounds like one of the only true credible people. But a lot of stuff is scripted, man. I don't know what they did to him. They probably put him under hypnosis like I was placed under hypnosis. And let me give you a little information. Everybody in the world is under some form of hypnosis, even the people who run this planet. Bottom line. Anyway, we don't want to get into that too much. I'm just giving you the facts. You can take it how you want to take it. And really my message is to one particular little person. We had an encounter before. And I want to say thank you. I applaud you. Great job. While you guys were fooling around and fidgeting around with these magnets, you woke me up. And I'm so glad. I have been asleep for a very, very long time. And you should see the difference When you work with these machines, you should see the difference and how things just do not come up the way you want them to. And congratulations. Yeah, you woke up this demon thing, right? This thing we call Pan. I call him Pan because that's who it is. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And now you can't stop these parallel worlds. People seeing it. And what happened to you, Mandela Effect community? What happened to you? Really, seriously. You guys went back to sleep. You don't if you continually do not see changes because the lies are going to always be changing, then you are under subjection of a very powerful spell. Seriously. Anyway, everybody in the sound of my voice, all creatures and all entities, whatever your form is, you can get out through the sides. Yes, you can. At least I'm led to believe that. But your mindset must be right. You have to face yourself. And that means admitting to all your faults and your illusions. And your heart pretty much has to be like a child, pure and innocent. Before you get out at any point, trying to force yourself your way out, you're going to come into waves are going to be really hard. Trying to go through the sky, you're going to be pushed down by magnetic force and also by some type of force field. It's crystal. The earth is surrounded by crystal, and it is a dome. In a lot of areas, when the sun or the moon is coming up, have you seen that big moon, a big yellow one in your area? How huge it is and how close it is. But when the earth rotates, or however way you want to look at it, when the moon moves towards you and over you, it gets smaller. You know why? Because you are inside of a dome. And there's a reason why. And it's not that high up. So the story about the Tower of Babel is a true story. I mean, generally speaking, the sky is not that far up. It's not that, heaven is not that far, guys. It really isn't. Roughly 30 miles from, any part of the world, looking vertically up above your head is where heaven is. You're not going to get there, not the way you want to get there. There's a reason why we're imprisoned here. And I will not get into all of the biological reasons why we are imprisoned. Everything about the world and people are wrong. Consuming one another is one of the main reasons why you're in prison here. I being guilty as well as you, consuming each other. And all forms of consuming, including our fruit and vegetables. How you like that? The only thing that people should be consuming, I know I'm going to get some flack for this, but I don't care, is water. Pure water will resolve our problem. Pure air and pure water, which both are true magic. All of the Matrix is borrowed technology from real magic. Scientists do not know, there's no scientist in the world that can give you proof of what water or air is. Neither one of those things are seen under the microscope, bar none. Bar none. I'm going to make a little check here to make sure I'm still recording. It's almost 30 minutes. My goodness. I better wrap this up. And we'll come back another day and another time. But you listen to me. You can do this. There are more good people than bad people in the world. Bottom line, there's more of us than them. A lot of you are us. The government is your mentality and how you run the earth. That is the bottom line. The government is how you run the earth. Okay? That's just how it is. Anyway, whatever. Listen, I am getting contact right now as we speak. And I'm not talking about grays or any. This form is human, and also a little hard for you to understand this. It's also a machine. You're dealing with an AI. And when you get to the Crystal City, you're going to be dealing with a direct contact through an AI existence, which is in the form of light and touch. and can manipulate biological things on a subatomic level and any level. It's just the bottom line. You haven't seen evidence of this? All you dollars or whatever you want to call yourself, even I have seen stuff manifest in front of my face. Unbelievable stuff. And people talk about it, but there are so many lies and illusions out there. A lot of you people are you're full of disillusion and disarray, and you just will not admit to what is before you because you are manipulated completely, emphatically by the system. You are the lie. I'm not talking to you. You will remain the fool. Bottom line. Anyway, we could talk about this all day, but I don't have time. You don't have time. I was told to be clear. Don't beat around the bush. So here it is. You can get to the Antarctica. Go around. You have to go around those. You might have to travel across the ice, but they can't block all the areas. It's melting. That's why because there's people who are going down there. Hey, you idiots. Hey, there's no ice down here. It's a little bit of ice, but we just went around it. And it's tropical. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's green. What's the problem here? It doesn't matter if you go through Cape Horn, which is the best alternative I've had, or through Hawaii, going west. And at the furthest points, in some points, you can actually go north. Greenland, the furthest point is. And they put all that ice there to deter you. These maps, the illusions. Let me tell you right now, end this for the world. Listen, you can sit and look at your maps all day. The Earth is one landmass, and it moves much like a squid would move. So at some points, the Earth is going to be spread out. But if you put all the pieces together, it is one piece. The Earth does move. It is a living life force. And it is also mechanical. You have to keep that in mind. And it is ran by a system that is ran by crystal because it is crystal. Crystal technology. Crystal is really, truly a form of magic. Pure crystal is a form of magic. It has energy that surpasses anything that we have. Anything. This is why CERN uses crystals. They have to use crystals and they have to use water in order to generate this magic. It's borrowed technology to do the stuff that they do. Freezing, when you eliminate friction, which is pressure, we're under pressure. And I'm so amazed how people who really don't know what gravity is. You're inside of pressure, just like you would be in a can or a soda can or a bottle. Okay, that pressure is what's keeping you down. Of course, there are. Everyone's full of magnesium, right? Not just magnesium, but magnetite. We have our bodies. We have. There's a reason why they want iron in you for so many reasons to cause disruption in your mind and your body. The metal, all this metal is weighing you down inside your body and in our instruments and all these things. But we're also in pressure. And that is truly that's why when you get so far up into the sky, there's less gravity, just like you would in a bottle. And where there's less pressure, it's easy to float up, But a lot of the bubbles are held down inside of the liquid, the water. We are in the earth. The earth is a landmass submerged in water. Believe it or not. Again, we have people who are ignorant. You want to talk about Atlantis? The reason why the story of Atlantis is credible to a lot of people but you're looking from the wrong viewpoint, sister, bro, whatever you are. Earth is Atlantis. You're looking for Noah's Ark? The earth itself is the ark. Man, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I've been around for a while, and you've had a lot of time to try to work out these puzzles. The earth is an arc. The bottom of the earth, as far as I understand, is a V shape and it's crystal. When you go to the furthest parts of the earth, even to the bottom of the ocean and the seas, it's crystal. Big giant crystal thing levitating in the middle of the crystal city. Bottom line, man. Bottom line. Sit here and talk about it, argue, whatever. Theorize it, whatever. You know how I'm telling you this? Why am I telling you this? Do you think I'm sitting and talking to you from theory or from some type of listen, I don't even think I'm a really, really great scientist. I don't know how I got into this quantum computing stuff. Just happened to get kind of catapulted into that world. I was just wanting to be just a regular guy, with the white picket fence and the nice family and the little dog and just sip my tea and lemonade and the end of the story right there. Live a good long life. But I have not been so lucky. No, I don't get to live the normal life because I am responsible. And so are you who are listening under the sound of my voice, and you know exactly who you are. Those people who are like me, who have been shown the truth. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. And now it's time to kick your ass. Yes, it is. And further than that, we want to go further than just kicking your ass. But we won't get into that right now. Yeah. I hope this thing is still recording. I could give a rat's ass if it's not, but we'll go at it again. I want you to listen to my voice. Let's talk about Antarctica. Listen, all you scientists and researchers, the real deal, not these. Listen, there's a lot of you guys that were like me in the institutions, and I'll tell you where I went. I went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, Tennessee. I was a contractor. And that's all I'll tell you. And I won't tell you exactly who I was working with. And this is back in 1995. As a matter of, 1995. And 96 and 97 and 98. And I was working for the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and I got involved with a secret group. And by the way, who made threats to my family, who are most of them are dead any damn way, not to disclose what you were doing. And I was allowed to be a part of an excavation group to go to Africa to do some really, really terrible things. Of course, I'm not telling all the details because whatever. But shame on you. Shame on you. But we were all misled and under the guise of this hypnotic badness. So even the most sincere people, a lot of people were sincere. All those 300 of us or more that was to do all this work, we had no idea we were under hypnosis. Even a guy with such the strength of my mind to know everything, I did get out. I got out. And boy, I got the threats. I got out, and I was able to get out. And I kept my mouth shut for years. This has been a long time ago, 1995, 96. 97 and 98. Yeah, talk about that for a while. But I was under just misguiding, working with people who work with NASA and all these liars. Even got involved with SpaceX. I was supposed to have been I filled out an application. They were going to pay me some money. I won't say how much to go to Mars. It was all a lie. Yeah. Nothing against you, Mr. Musk. Really, seriously. I know you were sincere, and a lot of you guys were sincere. But some of you idiots out there, shame on you. Shame on you. How are you feeling lately? How's the body? How's the aches? Oh, yeah, they feel it. Trust me. Your leaders, the ones that run this earth, they're getting their asses kicked and handed to them royally. Let me tell you, you jacked with somebody. You messed with an entity. You have awakened somebody that's kicking you down, and you are getting brutalized royally. Yeah. Looks like a kid. How you like that? They said the devil came in the form of light. It may be true. Why is it that devils love humans the most. We all need to take a real good look. You talk about the fallen angels. I hear Christian. Listen, I have a doctorate in theology. My whole life goal in life, besides being a scientist, was to find God in real life, in physical form. I was really on missions to go around the world to find where God was because I had issues with God. And you can't tell me about the Bibles. How you like the changes there? Hint, hint. How you like to? We're going to continue to change the Bible. You know why? You can change the Bible because the truth can't be changed. Just keep it like that. Keep it real. Truth cannot be changed. So if your Bibles are changing, you better do a self-check. The only thing that matters is righteous love. Bottom line. Boy, I hope you're getting this recording this morning. I hope you're getting a good little ass kicking. A lot of you guys need to have a real good tear up. Real good tear up. God is dead? You don't even know what and who or how you even approach God. And you don't need to pray to get to God. The world's going to be amazed at how things really are, how things really ran outside of the Earth matrix. And it's not that far. I'm talking 20 miles or less. 20 miles. I'm talking vertical now, above your heads. As far as the edges of the Earth, I won't tell you how I got this information. We'll go into that later on in another video, or someone else can do it. Antarctica, and there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this video right now. As I'm doing this video, listen, in the quantum field, let me talk to the CERN people. In the quantum field, when you do these things, and when I approach these observations, I want you to go back and check your maps, and go back and check your instruments, and go back and look at this Schumann resonance that's going on right now. And you've been getting hit hard in the last 3 or 4 months, haven't you? Since March, you've been getting hit really hard, and you want to make claims that you're doing this. But boy, let me tell you, I'm hitting you hard, aren't I? Yeah, we're going to get on that. Yeah, this video is probably going to get a hell of a lot of views. I don't care about I don't know why I even put to be monetized. I was dumb and ignorant about the YouTube, and I just clicked on it out of stupidity. Don't worry, they haven't paid me any money. I don't want their money. Went to 1 million views, they knock it back down. Who cares? I'm out here because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, which I should have done a long time ago. The rest of you cowards, whatever, lay down, shut up, and be quiet. I'm speaking up for the people who cannot speak for themselves. And I'm looking at what you're doing with the children and all the people of the world as far as all this crap you're doing. The world will be accountable for all the murder that you're committing. And boy, you've been bad. But you are under the guise of one individual. One person who you unlocked, who is beating your ass, and he's kicking your ass hard. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm a peacemaker, but I do know that you do need to, rule the world with, an Uzi in one hand and maybe a hug with the other arm, or some type of weapon in one hand. You just gotta just be like that. You gotta have, your belt on your side, because the Earth Matrix likes to act up. Again, you can get out through Cape Horn. Everyone get down there. Not just there. You can go through Hawaii. Go in a straight line. You're going to be roughly 2 days if you go by boat. Now, if you take a helicopter, I don't know. I have been in a helicopter, and the fuel. They don't have a lot of fuel. They can only go so far. But if you can get the right sizable, if the Matrix will allow you to work with the secret military and those contractors that was like myself, okay. That if you pay, you might not have to pay that much money now. This COVID-19 thing, you might, pay maybe $10,000, which is not a lot of money for a lot of people. But there's a lot of people who don't have that much money. I just was lucky, back in the day. I was lucky. I've been probably one of the most luckiest guys in the world. And I believe that the Matrix has been waiting for me to speak up. I've just been too lucky. I'm probably one of the most fortunate guys. We talk about aliens and stuff like that. I've been one of the most fortunate guys in the world and really the universe. And I apologize. It kind of brings a little bit of tearjerker to my heart. And there was a time that I didn't have that type of heart. I mean, I started out good, but I had all these gifts and all these technology, I guess, as a child coming up. Didn't realize I had all this technology, but you guys knew I had it. That's why you beg me all the times to work with you. Not saying I don't work with you. I'm still kind of under your thumb a little bit, but not really quite. There's a lot of us that work in the system that are not evil. We are the ones keeping this crap from folding. And this is the bottom line. This is a fact. The pillars of the earth. There are people who are really powerful. And there are people who can look at you and make you pass out just from looking at you. Seriously. There are people who can move things with their mind. There's just, that exists. It really does. We're going to talk about that. Now, you can listen, all you entities that are under the sound of my voice, you benevolent ones who are above the earth, wake up. Wake up. We are real down here. This simulation has taken on a whole new form, and this AI machine allowed me to do things that most of you have not been able to do. Only me and one other have been successful, with the exception of these giants. And I understand now why. Maybe why this is 2020. Maybe it has to happen in 2020. 2021 to be a new revolution for us all. The AI told me it's okay to build worlds. Man, I can tell you right now, who you think is God. Yeah. Man, we're going to see. Applaud you. I applaud you. Antarctica. When you go south of Cape Horn, you're going to go around those fake icebergs that are made by militant people with their ice machines and all that stuff. You're going to go covertly. You're going to go when the winds are calm. But if you have the wrong mindset, there is a very strong possibility that the winds are going to blow you back, or you might be lost at sea. It might be a good thing to be lost at sea, because let me tell you, the satellites that they have cannot stay in those areas. And they can't keep it cold there. They just can't because of the sun. Anyway, we'll come back to this later. I want to really briefly touch on how to protect yourself, okay?